Hello everybody and welcome to the second Bums and Tums class. Today we're going to be focusing quite a lot on something called pelvic stability. So you're going to hear me saying the word pelvis a lot today. When I first started doing Pilates, I was like, why on earth do we need to focus on our pelvis a lot? But what's really important to kind of absorb is that your pelvis is the junction between, or like the bridge between your core, your abs, and your lower body. Lower body is quite heavy, so your leg is pretty heavy. So as soon as you move your leg, you want to have a stable pelvic and core connection to be able to move that leg without that leg's movement creating massive shearing force through the lower back. And to do that, we're going to have a really strong core. So we're going to work on pelvic stability today, some really familiar movements, really pleasing and nice and burny. No props required unless you like to have a pillow for your knees or for your head. And otherwise, I'll see you on the mat. Let's go straight into it. We're gonna start today lying on our back. Today's similar focus to last week, but very different moves. So we're gonna lie on our back to begin with, and it'll escalate from there. All right, so we're just starting lying on our back with our knees bent and our feet flat on the floor. And all I want you to do, guys, is take your hands onto your pelvis. So if you're not sure where your pelvis is, for those of you that maybe aren't 100% sure, I'm popping my hands on my own pelvis here. So my left hand is basically on that left pointy hip bone at the front, right hand over the right pointy hip bone at the front. Okay. Just make sure for me that you got all 10 toes on the mat and that your shoulders, the back of your shoulders to be precise, are pressed down into the floor. Try and remove any tension from the front of your shoulders and get the collarbones to feel almost as if they're melting into the ground. Gently tuck your chin towards your throat and lengthen through the back of your neck. If you struggle to do this without getting residual tension in your shoulders, then place the pillow behind your head if you need it. Alright, so from here we're going to take an inhale and arch into our lower back. And you might notice as you arch into your lower back, those pointy hip bones move forwards. Your lower back will pull away from the floor. On your next exhale, you're going to press your lower back down into the ground. Those pointy hip bones will kind of sink towards the floor. We're going to go again. Inhale, arch. Feel the pointy hip bones move forwards. Lower back lifts from the floor. And exhale, tuck and round. Noticing the hips disappear. Lower back squishes into the floor. One more time. Inhale, arch. Good. And exhale, tuck. And then find a happy medium between those two extremes, so your personal neutral spine. Now from this position, I want you to imagine that you're kind of walking on the spot. So we're going to create a bit of a walking movement in the pelvis. So essentially, all you're going to do is sink your left hip into the ground and lift your right hip up. You might notice the knees move. And then you're going to sink your right hip into the ground, lift your left hip up. Keep on going from side to side so your weight is rocking into your left bum cheek and then your weight is rocking into your right bum cheek. Going for 4 more. Side to side. Good. And 3. That's it. Well done. And 2. The feet can stay flat on the ground. And last 1. Bring your pelvis back to neutral. Now I want you to try and do exactly the same thing, but a whole lot smaller. So you're going to try and do the exact same movement without letting your knees move. So I don't want you to let one knee shift in front of the other. So it's going to be 0.5 millimeters worth of movement that you rotate your pelvis to the left, rotate your pelvis to the right. If you're looking on the screen at what I'm doing, you might not even notice the movements, it's so small. But all I'm trying to do is keep my knees relatively stable and pivot my pelvis over to one side, over to the other side. You're going to go for about 5. And all I want you to know about this, the reason why we're doing this is because I want you to avoid this from happening for the majority of class. So we're doing the thing that we're going to try and avoid. Okay, so now you're super aware of it. Bring yourself back to neutral in your pelvis, and you're going to hug your right leg in towards your body. Okay, so right leg comes in really close. Now, depending on your lower back, if your lower back is unhappy with extending the left, then you keep the left knee bent. Otherwise, straighten out your left leg on the ground. Draw your navel in towards your spine and try and soften your shoulders. Good job. Sorry, someone just buzzed my door. Don't know who that is. I'm going to ignore it. So from here, we're going to grab a hold of the back of the right leg. Pull the right leg a little bit closer in, letting the knee float over to the right-hand side. Flex into your right foot. And we're going to try and straighten out the back of that right leg 5 times. So extend and bend. Good, exactly. Extend. So we're trying to lengthen through the hamstring, but I want you to watch the lower back. So as you straighten out the leg, try not to let your lower back dump into the ground. Keep your spinal positioning. 2. Last one, extend through the right leg, hold. See if you can draw your belly in towards your spine. Press the back of the left leg into the floor and remove your hands. Keep holding that right leg where it is for 5, 4, 3, 2. Now don't drop the right leg. Just place your hands alongside your body. Hold this position. Now we're going to try and avoid any pelvic movement here, any rotation. You're going to start to draw a tiny circle with that right heel on the ceiling, okay? So the circle is not the end goal. The end goal here is pelvic stability. So I'm going to draw this circle any direction because we'll do both. And as you move that leg, feel for any changes in the stability in your pelvis and your lower back. Good. Go for 3. I usually exhale when my leg is at the bottom of the circle. 2. And 1. Reverse direction, opposite way. Keep pressing that left leg into the ground. For 5. Neutral through the lower back. 4. You'll start to feel that right hip flexor fire up. That's good. 2. And 1. Well done. Place the right foot down. Bend into your left knee. Good job. Good. Let's hug the left thigh in close. And again, same thing. You can extend the right leg if your lower back is happy with that, okay? If your lower back is not happy, keep a bend in that knee. But we're pressing down through that extended right leg. Just check in with your neutral. Draw your belly in towards your spine. Hug the back of that left leg. And just let the left knee float over towards the left just a smidge. Flex into your left foot. Relax the shoulders, deepen the abdominal connection. And then slowly start to extend through the left leg. And bend. Good. And extend. And bend. Very nice. 2 more. And extend. And bend. Last time we lift and hold. Fight for that extension. Take your hands away. Stay right there and press the right leg into the floor. Draw the belly in a little bit closer towards the spine now. Do not let the pelvis move as we start to draw our circles any direction. Keep the circle nice and slow. And the size of the circle is up to you and how stable your pelvis is. Okay. Going for 3 more in this direction. I always used to use the analogy of imagine you were balancing a glass of champagne on your belly button, but it is dry January, so last time. And then we reverse the circle. So keep the right bum cheek on the ground, keep the right bum cheek on the ground. Going for 4, 3, almost there, 2, and 1, and then pop that left foot down, slide the right foot in. You should feel a little bit of lower abdominal activation here. Okay, so as soon as those feet are on the ground again, knees are bent, find your neutral spine again straight away. Okay, and once you've got your neutral, draw the belly towards the spine, draw the rib cage down as if it's melting into the floor. Inhale for me, and as you exhale, lift one leg into tabletop, other leg into tabletop, hold. Good. Now, I'm going to put my hands back onto those pointy bits at the front of my hips, my ASIS, because I don't want them to move again, okay? From this position, you're going to slowly let your left knee float open towards the left-hand side of you. Now, keep that position for a second, that left knee floating out to the left, and hold. Look at your right knee. I want that knee pointing straight up towards the sky. So a lot of the time, the right knee is going to try and float out to the right as well. Don't let it happen. Bring the left knee back and pause. Right knee out to the right. Keep the pointy bits at the front of the hips nice and even. Pause. Look at the left knee. Make sure it's still pointing straight up towards the sky. And then bring it back. Awesome. Let's go for about 4 more on each side. Moving with your breath if you can. Holding that end position for a pause and then slowly moving the thigh back in as if you were moving through thick mud. So you're bringing the knee back, squeezing it in with the power of the inner thigh. And open. And close. Last one on each side. Hopefully you're still in neutral spine. So the lower back isn't arching. Good. And last time, open. And close. Hug the knees in towards you. Let the lower back round into the floor and take a few rocks from side to side. Well done. All right, so we're going to change. We're going to change into a bridge movement, and then we're going to come back to more abdominal work. So for our bridge, we're taking our feet straight down to the floor again, parallel hip width distance. Heels are in line with my sitting bones. Hands are going to relax alongside your body. Inhale at the bottom. As I exhale, I'm going to initiate my movement by tucking through my tailbone. And then I'm going to press down into all 4 corners of both feet to pick my pelvis up into a bridge position. In your bridge, look at your knees. Make sure that they haven't splayed apart. So try and get them as parallel as possible, as if you were squeezing a tennis ball between your 2 kneecaps, or between your knees. Inhale here. Soften through the shoulders. And as you exhale, the slowest movement you've done all day, come down 1 vertebra at a time. Super slow. Keep all 10 toes on the mat. When your tailbone touches down, there's no harm in arching through the lower back on that inhale to prepare. Exhale to tuck. Moving through a nice rounding through the lower back. Lift up your pelvis. Thinking about that tailbone reaching like a laser beam to the space between your 2 calves. Inhale. And exhale, slowly come down. Good. 3 more articulations of the spine. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, come up. Pressing down through all 4 corners of the feet. Nice. Inhale at the top. Exhale, slowly come down. As if you were lengthening your spine on the way down, pulling the pelvis forward. Last 2, inhale and exhale, tuck. Pick up that pelvis, press down through the full feet. Inhale at the top, soften through the shoulders, and exhale slowly down. Okay, last time we're going to pick it up and we're going to stay at the top, all right? So inhale at the bottom, exhale, pick up the pelvis, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, and hold. All right, my friends, look at those knees. Just make sure that they're not splaying apart. So let's keep them parallel, hip width distance, all right? Press down through the big toes, press down through your pinky toes, press down through your heels. Push the floor away through all those corners in your feet. Well done. Reach your arms up towards the sky now if you can, and then contact your bum muscles. Say, hello, glutes. I want you to relax your glutes and then squeeze them. Relax your glutes and then squeeze them. Keep pressing down through the big toe. Both feet. Big toes of both feet. Press into the floor. Relaxing the glutes and squeezing. So what you might notice is the pelvis lowers a smidge and then lifts a smidge. It's not like a massive movement that I'm initiating through my lower back. It's the contraction of the glutes. It's the relaxing of the glutes. 5. Good. 4. Keep pressing down through the big toes. 3. 2. Keep the knees parallel as you squeeze and release. 2. And 1. Hold the squeeze and slowly lower your spine down 1 vertebra at a time. Keep contact with those big toes. And great job. Hug the knees in. Little rock from side to side. Well done. Okay, cool. So we're going to escalate that just a little bit, but we're still going to keep it a closed chain movement, even though one foot's coming off of the ground. I'm going to hook my left ankle over my right knee. What I want you to be really aware of this situation is that I am not just like letting my left leg have a holiday right now. I want to push my left leg into my right knee. Okay, so I'm pushing down, and that action of pushing down through the left shin is going to help me pick my pelvis up off the ground. Okay, so place the hands on the floor. Right foot is pointing forward. Right heel is in line with the right sit bone. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, we're going to tuck. Press the left leg into the right and pick your pelvis up. Good. Can you still feel your big toe of your right foot on the floor? Pinky toe of the right foot, the heel, press down a little more, and then slowly lower your butt all the way down. So the bum's coming down in one big chunk. And lift up, and slowly lower. As we lower down now, we're not coming down in an articulation, we're coming down in a flat back. So my whole butt and spine come down in one, and my whole butt and kind of the lower portion of my spine lifts up in one. Good. That looks great. 4 to go, and lift. Very nice. And down. And 3, and lift. And down. And 2, and lift. And down. Last one, lift and hold. Those are like the last words you want to hear in this position. But hold. Lengthen through your tailbone, so don't let the lower back arch. Press down through that big toe, press down through the pinky toe, and then see if you can unhook your left leg, reach it up towards the sky. Oh my goodness, I know. We're going to hold it there for 10, 9, 8. Keep pressing through the right leg. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place the left foot on the floor and lower down 1 vertebra at a time. Well done. Great job. Okay, you can thank me tomorrow when you get out of bed. Okay, let's hook the right ankle over the left knee. Inhale at the bottom. And we exhale, press down into the right, into the floor obviously, but push the right foot, that right ankle, into the left thigh, and then lower down the whole complex in one big chunk. Exhale, tailbone tucks as we lift. Good. And down. That looks really nice. And up. And down. And up. And down. Let's go for 3 and up. And down. Last 2 and up. And down. You know what's coming. Let's take it up and hold. Now before we do anything, just make sure you've got big toe contact, the left foot, pinky toe contact, heel contact. And then unfold that right leg, reach it up towards the sky. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place the right foot down. Slowly lower it down. Great job. Very nice. Okay, guys. So we're going to change it up just a little bit, but we're going to come back to some bridging in a little while. So from here, I'm going to ask you to come back into the dreaded tabletop position. So one leg's going to come up, other leg's going to come up, and we're going to hang out here in hip flexion. Relax the shoulders into the floor, tuck the chin, close the ribs. Yes, inhale. As you exhale, we're going to stretch our left leg forward. And then bring it back in. Right leg reaches forward. And in. Keep going, swapping from leg to leg. So this should feel pretty doable. Hopefully it's not too intense for you. We're going to be here for a little while. Now, as you move from leg to leg, remember that counter rotation that we practiced at the beginning of class? Really zone into that now. So we're not going to let the pointy bits at the front of our hips roll from side to side as we move our legs. Go for 2 more. And last one. And then bring those legs back to tabletop position. From here, if you can, straighten both legs up towards the sky. Now, if that's not happening for you today, you can keep a little bend in the knees. That's fine. Okay, but otherwise try and straighten. Perfect. Check in with the neutral spine. Inhale. As you exhale, you're going to slowly scissor just the left leg down, down, down. Don't let it collapse. It's a controlled lowering. And then all the way back up. Right leg down, 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 down. And up. Great job. Down, 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 down. Nice. And up. Keep swapping from leg to leg. Down, 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 down. And up. You got 4 more here. Feel the weight of the back of your pelvis into the floor. That's a good indication of what's happening there. Last 2. And last 1. Now reach both legs up towards the ceiling. Hold for me. Hold it up there. Stay right there. Now, from this position, we're going to let the pelvis move. You're going to draw a circle with both legs at the same time on the ceiling. So what I like to do here is really visualize the back of my pelvis, almost like the face of a round clock. And I'm going all the way around the clock. Yeah? I'm trying to hit every single hour with the back of my pelvis on the floor. Yes, good. Come on back in. So don't forget the top of the clock. So 12, 1, 2, 11, those top hours. Draw the belly in towards the spine and really try and hit those top hours. You can let the sacrum lift off of the floor for that if you've got that. Yes. 2 more in this direction if you can. And then reverse it. I know. Everyone always hates it when I say reverse. You're like, I thought we were done. 5. Keep breathing. 4. Keep breathing. 3. Squeeze the kneecaps up. Activate the legs. 2. And 1. Good job. Bend the knees, place the feet on the ground, perfectly ready to go straight into a bridge position. Inhale at the bottom. Super relieving for the hips now to come up. Pick the pelvis up into your bridge, relieving that tension at the front of the hips from all that flexion coming into active extension. All right, now stay there for me and lengthen your lower back. So that line, if your tailbone was a laser, would be pointing straight between your two shins. Press down into your big toes, your pinky toes, your heels. Soften through the shoulders, relax the rib cage. Now see if you can stretch the arms up towards the sky, palms will face one another. And again, melt the back of your shoulders into the floor. Perfect. From here, listen really carefully. Lift your heels off of the ground. So it's just your toes on the floor. Okay, so the heels are lifted. Don't let the ankles splay apart. Still press down through those big toes. And then you're going to relax your bum muscles and squeeze them. Relax your bum muscles and squeeze them. Good. As you squeeze, you tuck. We're going to go for 8 and 7. Keep pressing down through the big toes. 6 and 5. No harm in thinking belly to spine as you tuck and squeeze. 4. Keep the big toe contact. 3. Reminding myself there. 2. 1. Lower the heels, lift the toes. Same thing through the booty. Release the glutes, squeeze and lift. Get a little bit higher now as you lift. Down and up, down. Tuck as you lift. Good. Think about lengthening through the lower back as you lift. 4 more. Tuck and lift. Press equally through both heels. 3 and lift. 2 and lift. Press the heels down through the floor and lift. Good. Now lower the toes. What I want you to do now is go to the knife edge, the pinky toe edges of both feet. So the knees are going to go east and west. Let that happen. So the big toe edges of my feet are off of the ground. Guess what we're going to do? Relax the bum muscles, squeeze and lift. You should have more space to really get the pelvis up. Okay? Down and up. Down and up. Try for 5. So weirdly enough, you might just start to feel your inner thighs. Okay? That's very normal. 3. Last 2. Last one, we've got one more place to go. You should know where that is. We're going to let the knees cave in. Pinky toe edges lift. Big toe edges press down. This is super burny. Let's go. Release. Tuck and lift. You should be cursing me now as your inner thighs light up. Press down through that big toe edge. Go for 8 more. Tuck and lift. And 7. And lift. And 6. And lift. Oh goodness. 5. It's been a while. And lift. And 4. Lift and tuck. You can do it. 4 to go. 3. Well, now it's 3. And 2. Oh, hold on. Last one. And lift. And then take it all the way down. Oh my goodness gracious me. Great job. And straighten out those legs. Just let them shake out from side to side. Do whatever your body needs to do right now. Except stop. All right. Great work, everyone. Cool. So from here, we're going to do one last little bit of abdominal work. We're going to take our hands behind our head, or at least in a lying down position. Pop those hands behind your head. Elbows into your peripheral vision. Okay, let's take an inhale at the bottom. And as you exhale, we're going to nod our chin towards our chest and come up into first bit of flexion for the day. So crunching up into flexion. And then slowly, slowly, slowly take your way back down. And up. And slowly down. Keep on going. We're going to probably go for about 5 to 6 more of these. And again, just stay aware of your feet. So you got your big toes on the mat, you got your pinky toes on the mat. Knees pointing straight up towards the sky. And for 4. Looking good. And 3. And 2. And last time, lift and hold. Now try and stay up in that flexion. Slide your left leg forward along the mat, keeping the heel on the ground. Okay? Press your belly in towards the floor. Draw the lower back down towards the ground just a little bit. And then see if you can lift and hover that left leg off of the ground. Okay, so the left leg is just lifting and hovering off of the floor. Push your right butt cheek into the floor. Really press that pelvic half into the ground. And then start to draw a little circle for me with that left heel straight out in front of you. Go for 6. Keep on drawing belly to spine. Keep on pulling the ribs down. 3. Keep reaching out through the heel. 2. 1. Let's reverse direction. 8. 7. Keep big toe on the ground on the right foot. 6. Right pelvic half on the ground. Belly to spine. 3. Knee up towards the sky. 2. 1. Place that left heel down, lower your head, and slide the left leg in towards your body. Well done. Inhale at the bottom. We go straight over to the other side. First, we come into flexion in the upper body. Lift up. Good. Right leg slides along the ground. Good. Left knee stays pointed up towards the sky. Left big toe on the mat. Right pinky toe on the mat. Left pelvic half on the ground. Belly to spine. Ribs down. Okay, when you're ready, lift that right heel up. Keep reaching out of that right heel. Squeeze the kneecap up and we circle. Good. So really avoid even the most minute rotation in the body. It should feel, if you are rotating in the pelvis, it'll feel almost like you're on a boat. Like the boat is swaying from side to side really slowly. Don't let it happen. 2 more in this direction. And reverse direction. Watch the left knee. Don't let it move. Big toe on the ground. For 8. 7. Belly to spine. Left hip pressing into the floor. 5. Ribs down. 4. 3. Almost there. 2. 1. Lower the right leg down. Lower your head down. Slide the right heel in. And let's just let the knees slowly windscreen wipe from side to side. Well done. Okay. So we're going to change position now. We're no longer going to be lying on our back, unfortunately. And we're just going to roll up into seated briefly. The good news is time is literally flying. Okay, so we're coming onto all fours, the hands underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. And you know me, I talk about feet a lot. I want you to really try and get all 10 toes to contact the mat here. Okay, push the floor away. Take a moment here to really check in with your neutral. Okay, so neutral. Rib cage is pulling up, magnetizing towards the sky. Little bit of belly to spine is not going to hurt. And just make sure you're not letting your head hang. Okay. And then you're going to slide your left leg long back behind you. And let the left foot hover off of the floor. Really nice. Okay, so that little glass of champagne is now balanced on your lower back. Don't let it spill. As you try and circle your left leg long back behind you. Ha 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 ha. Good. So circle, circle, circle. Exactly. Just watch that you're not leaning into your right hip. So that right leg, you shouldn't be too heavy in the pinky toe edge. 4 more in this direction. Keep drawing belly to spine. 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 8, 7. I always find like subconsciously you choose the easiest direction first and then the second direction is like Way prettier. 4. Keep lengthening through the tail. 3, 2, 1. Now hover and hold that leg in the air. Flex into the left foot, bend into the knee, and you're going to lift up. Up. Good. So just watch for me that as you lift, your lower back isn't dipping and you're not opening through that hip, okay? So keep the hips pointing forward. What I usually think when I do this, as my leg lifts, my tailbone is lengthening. So it's a simultaneous thing in my head to prevent the lower back from arching. 5. You're like, just count, please. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now transition. Hold that leg where it is. See if you can tuck the toes of your right foot under. Okay? You have to be really strong in the arms now. Push the floor away really strongly and see if you can bring the left knee in for a moment. And then you're going to use a bit of momentum to lift up and come into a single leg downward facing dog. Yay! Good job. Well done. Reach that left leg long up towards the sky and you're going to pulse the left leg up for 10. So you can tap the foot down and then lift all the way up. Please again just watch the lower back. Down and up. 9. 8. Press the floor away through the heel of both hands. 6. And you're so welcome to bend into that right knee. A generous bend will be quite nice. 5. 4. 3. 2. And then you're going to lift one more time. Place the left foot down so you're in a downward facing dog. Well done. Hold your down dog for me. Inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to ripple forward into a plank position. Amazing. From here, try and keep your shins parallel to the mat. You're going to bend your knees almost like you're sitting into a chair and pull your bum up and back into down dog. And then ripple it forward. Plank pose. Bend into the knees. Keep the shins parallel to the mat. And pull your bum up and back. Let's go for 5 more. Ripple forward. Bend the knees. Bum up and back. And 4. Ripple forward. Bend the knees. Up and back, down dog. And 3. Ripple forward. Bend the knees. Up and back. Last 2. Ripple forward. Bend the knees. Up and back. Last time. Ripple forward. Bend the knees. Up and back. And then lower both knees down. Take a brief shell stretch just to give the wrists a moment of break. Right, so now you know what's coming on the other side. And then that's pretty much you done for the day. Can you believe it? All right. If you need more time in the child's pose, take it. Otherwise, straight back onto all fours. We go. So you're finding your neutral again. Lengthen through the back of the neck. Send that right leg back behind you. Good. Hover it off the floor. And we're going to draw little circles. Nice. So what's cool about the ball and socket joints of the hip, I mean there's loads that's cool about it, but you could literally think about a pestle and mortar. Okay, that's exactly how it looks. So hypothetically speaking, your thigh bone could circle within that hip socket with there being no residual movements in the rest of your body. Let's reverse the direction. Belly to spine, draw the ribs up towards the sky. Lengthen through that lower back. Try not to pull your bum back too far. Keep the hip above the knee on that left side. Good. 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Perfect. From here, you're going to bend the knee, flex into the foot, and lift, and down. Lift, and down. Little teeny tiny donkey kicks. Good. As the leg goes up, tuck the tail. So heel up, tuck the tail, and lift. Nice. And lift. Good. Go for 6 and 5. Very nice. Almost there. 4. Good. Imagine you're hitting the ceiling with the big toe edge of the foot, not the pinky toe. 5. I went from 4 to 5 there. Last 2. And last one. Now keep the leg hovering. Keep the leg hovering. Tuck the toes of your left foot under. Lengthen into the lower back. You're going to bring the right knee in and just use that shooting back of the right leg. It's a bit of momentum to come up into a single leg downward facing dog. Bending into that left knee as much as you need it. Straighten out your right leg and then start to lift and lower it. Good. Imagine it's the big toe side reaching the ceiling, not the pinky toe side of that right leg as it goes down and up. 5. And this time I will actually go to 4, not back to 6 again. And 4. And 3, keep pushing the floor away through the heels of the hands. And 2. Last 1. And then slowly take that right leg down. Double leg downward facing dog. Good. We're going to bend into our knees. Ripple forward into plank. Hold. Good. Almost there. Keep the shins parallel to the floor. Pull your bum up and back. Downward facing dog. Let's go for 4 of these. And then you are done. So it's literally almost like you're coming from a plank into a hovering child's pose. Last 2. And final 1. Once you've finished your final repetition, lower those knees down, untuck your toes, and sink back into a shell stretch. If you feel like you just need a break from having those arms reaching forward, you can wrap your hands back towards the heels of your feet. I really love that position. And we're just going to take 4 big deep breaths all the way down into our lower back. Soften through the shoulders and through the jaw. Last 2 breaths. And last breath here. And then slowly bring yourself all the way back up into kneeling. And my friends, you are 100% done. I can't believe how quickly time goes. So yeah, let me know how you got on. And those transitions look good, but I'd like to know if that was doable.